What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Movement Boxing Podcast, where we bring you the latest and greatest in boxing news, unfiltered, raw, and uncut, none of that mainstream mumbo jumbo. Joined by my normal cohorts on the panel, man. What's good, y'all, man? We're gonna start off round. What's good, 2K, the prodigy of boxing?
What's good, man?
Not much, man. Y'all ready to get it going, man? Passing it on the boat. From the Truth and Facts About Boxing, what's going on, man?
Good, I'm good. Here we go.
All right. And big, colossal boxing talk.
What's good?
Another day, man. Give a shout out to Mark from the Truth and Facts About Boxing. He may join us later on the show. But we're going to get it going anyway, man. We're going to start off with the last night title fight, WBO middleweight title defense from Billy Joe Saunders in Montreal against David Lemieux. He won by unanimous decision. Man, it's been I guess some talks about going on in the rooms, I guess, about Billy Joe being the the next white hype, since this fight last night, I guess. I just take on everything, man. No shocker here as far as the turnout. We were all hoping for Lemieux to get the knockout, of course, just because of Billy Joe being annoying. But let me get your take on everything you saw last night, 2K.
Yeah, the fight went exactly the way it was supposed to go. I thought my prediction was Billy Ho 117, 111. I thought David Lemieux would at least win 3 rounds, all of them early, but nope, motherfucker lost 120 to 108. Every single round he lost. And it was the reasons because, I mean, his style does not mesh well against boxers. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who can move, use the ring to their advantage, can use pivots, have some sort of lateral movement, upper body movement, David Lemieux is lost in the ring. You know what I'm saying? We seen that against what's the motherfucker's name? Marco Antonio Rubio, Joaquin Alcine. And a lot of cats are like, man, I was like, 6 years ago. Well, David Lemieux's the same motherfucker since 6 years ago. He's the same fighter. So I mean, there's nothing that he added to his game. There's nothing that he added to his style. He's just the come forward, try to land his biggest shot that he can on you until you get knocked the fuck out. That's the type of fighter he is. So he's only good against other brawler fighters that are actually smaller than him, by the way. Fighters that don't move very well in the ring. He's only good against those guys. When he fought N'Jamena Jickum, the motherfucker at 160 that has the most glass chin there. You know what I'm saying? N'Jamena Jickum don't move very well. You know what I'm saying? But he's a decent boxer from the outside. He's got nice hand speed, but his footwork is trash. So if he's standing in front of David Lemieux, that's why Lemieux was able to drop him 4 times. You know what I'm saying? But even in that fight, if he would have stayed on his feet, he probably would have beat David Lemieux. And he don't even really move that goddamn well. He's just a good boxer. So just having average boxing ability and beat David Lemieux. And that's exactly what we've seen. Now, I will say this. Billy Ho surprised me a little bit with some of his reflexes. I didn't think he was that gifted in terms of reflexes. He did very well knowing exactly what shots were going to come and reacting to them in a way to be able to elude those shots. He did a very good job. Some of the time, man, he was actually standing directly in front of him and just moving his upper body, and David Lemieux couldn't touch him.
Yeah, he was missing wild on that right every time.
And another thing was the size discrepancy. I didn't see Billy Ho as that big of a fighter before this fight. You know what I'm saying? David Lemieux likes to come in 180 on niggas, right? As fucking Curtis Stevens. But in this fight, he could have came in 180. I don't know. I don't know if y'all know the rehydration weight the night of the fight, but he's known for rehydrating exorbitant amount of weights. And if he did in this fight, I mean, Billy Ho must have done the same because Billy Ho looked bigger. You know what I mean? So that was another thing that David Lemieux couldn't impose his will on him because he was bigger. I mean, it was just an all-out bad matchup for Lemieux, and Billy Ho just beat that ass. And it's funny to me at the end, David Lemieux pulled the same shit Rigo pulled with his hand. You know what I'm saying? And that seems to be the motherfucking cop-out of the year. Get your ass whooped, and you say, oh, shit, my hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. It was just my hand. Well, which hand? It was my right, left hand. Well, which one? The right, left, right. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
When'd you
got your ass whooped?
When did it land?
Oh, man. But it was a good showing for David Lemieux, man. I'm interested now. I'm sorry, not David Lemieux, Billy Ho. I'm interested now in seeing if he takes that Daniel Jacobs fight, because based on what I've seen in that fight, that's a good fight, man. If that happens.
All right. Let me get you guys' take on, I guess, just pretty much the overnight hype that's going on Billy Joe. He's now being, I guess, catapulted and hyped into that upper echelon of middleweights when, he pretty much considered the weak link previously. I want to see if you guys agree with that. Just the overnight sensation of the thing with this win. Of course, it's over a guy here, tailor-made stylistic. So let me get you guys' take on that. Start.
You went out when you said start with somebody. Yeah, because you keep going in and out, Twan.
Okay. My bad. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you might still go in and out.
All right. Let me repeat that. There's kind of been like some overnight buzz, or I guess hype about Billy Joe Sanders as far as him being the upper echelon of middleweight, not necessarily that we all thought he was previously. So let me get you guys' take on that. Do you guys agree with that overnight buzz that's following Billy Joe following this win over David Lemieux? Starting off with Bo.
Hell yeah, man. Look, fuck Lomachenko. David Lemieux, Billy Joe, #1 pound for pound. Niggas is sleeping on this dude, man. This is the greatest motherfucking fighter we've seen since Jerry Cooney. Man, fuck out of here. This motherfucker just beat David goddamn Lemieux. Come on. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Overnight hype over David Lemieux? Is this the same David Lemieux that what's the dude name? Knocked him. Marco Rubio knocked the fuck out? That David Lemieux?
Yeah.
Yeah. The same David Lemieux that had back-to-back losses? That David Lemieux? The same David Lemieux that couldn't dodge a goddamn jab? That David Lemieux? Get the fuck out of here, man. He beat a D-level fighter with A-level power. That's it. This motherfucker had no ring IQ at all whatsoever in David fucking Lemieux. Seriously? No ring IQ at all. He didn't know to cut the ring off, go to the body, nothing. He displayed no ring IQ at all. No head movement, nothing. He was looking to land the right hand. So no, him beating David Lemieux does not all of a sudden put him on some goddamn white murderers road list or whatever the fuck
Damn.
White murderers.
Yes, he had a good. Well, they Zabransky, Trovanovsky, and all.
Yeah,
you can't say come on some. Yeah, Lipinets.
Hey, they had Sean Monaghan. They had Sean Monaghan on that motherfucker.
Hey, Lipinets and all that. Come on, man. Stop, man. Look. He looked good against David Lemieux. And the reason why people are impressed with what they saw is because this is what we was hoping from motherfucking Billy Joe Saunders. That's the reason why. We ain't seen him look like that since Andy Lee. Since he knocked out Andy Lee, surprisingly, he ain't look like that. So, no, it was just David fucking Lemieux, man. Now if he gets in there and he do this against like Daniel Jacobs like we talk about, or Charlo or some shit like that, okay, then I can see some of the praise. But this is David Lemieux. Put it like this. This is a David Lemieux that you can name 5 cats right now that'll whoop his ass. Because like 2K said, all you got to do is be able to outbox him. So, no, man, I'm not buying the hype. It was just David fucking Lemieux. Stop. No, stop.
Let me correct you, Bo, because you giving Billy Ho a little bit too much credit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't knock out Andy Lee. He won that fight by majority decision.
That's okay, my bad. You're right. He knocked him down. He knocked him down, though.
Yep.
All right. So we did have some more fervor come from that fight in the aftermath. looking like with the WBO rankings as of last month, Demetrius Andrade would be, I believe, Billy Joe Saunders' next mandatory with the WBO. Andre did release a video last night in the post-fight asking for the fight. I'm not sure what the politics are as far as Billy Joe returning to HBO. But 2K also mentioned another fight as far as Daniel Jacobs, that being in play. Let me get you guys' take on what we see first from Billy Joe Saunders. Do you think he makes a easy voluntary, or he keeps this momentum going with these latest streak of opponents? Like he's been on a streak of nice quality opponents, I guess, as far as David Lemieux. So you think he'll keep this up, or he goes back to the Billy Joe cheese peanut butter sandwiches? Robe. Bernard, let me get your take on that one.
I'll believe it when I see it. Supposedly, he said he wants Triple G next. I'll believe it when I see it. So from this point forward, it's more like he's going to probably pick a weaker opponent before he fights Triple G, or he's going to sit out and wait until he gets to see who wins between Triple G and Canelo in a rematch. That's my take on it.
All right, big cool. Who would you rather see him going in there next with?
I mean, shit. As long as he fights somebody of quality, it don't matter to me, But I think he looked good in his fight against Lemieux. One, Lemieux was not a good fighter, but he was more active. He had fought Willie Monroe in September. So I think the more he active, the better his chances are against these upper echelon guys. But I like to see him against, Jacobs, Charlo, or Andrade. That's if he wants to fight him.
Let's do, I guess, a quick take on how do you guys think he matches up against those guys. I know 2K said he thinks the Danny Jacobs fight is actually pretty good on paper as far as I guess his Billy Joe's movement is pretty impressive, man. As far as being able to move both ways.
It was against Lemieux though, man. We got to keep that in perspective. It was against Lemieux.
Hey, Twan, I just want to piggyback on something my partner said when he said he's going to pick a weaker opponent. David Lemieux was the weaker fucking opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. Look, who do you think he's going to fight next, though? Really, let's be honest. He's not going to fight Jacobs. He's not going to fight a Charlo.
I could actually see the Triple G fight happening the way I haven't been seeing too many good things come about with the Triple G and Canelo rematch talks. It seems like things are still up in the air with that. So I wouldn't mind seeing him put his money where his mouth is and going against Triple G.
Like I said, I believe it when I see it.
But didn't C-Bone a few weeks ago say that the fight was close? I mean, I know he wrote an article.
He said that
pretty much done.
He said it was still up in the air, but they're looking at more negotiations for March, but there's still Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo still haven't figured it out whether or not they're actually going to take that fight.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'd like to see him face Triple G.
Yeah, I mean, might as well go after the king of the division, Man, so I guess moving along, we had and shout out to C-Bone on this one as well. He was the first one to break this wide. The first outlet to break this one last week or earlier last week. Mikey Garcia moving up in weight to 140 again to defend, or actually to fight Sergey Lipinets for his 140-pound IBF title. So shout out to C-Bone Henderson and Three Kings Boxing for breaking that wide. The first outlet to do that one. Let me get you guys' take on this one, man, because I kind of have mixed feelings. I'm going to let you guys start off, though. I'm going to start off with Big Cool. Let me get your thoughts on him going up to fight for this title at 140.
Mad at him for trying to add another, belt in a different division, but we went from Jorge Linares and Robert Easter Jr. to this guy. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to scratch your head. You know what I'm saying? With what his plans is. Obviously he want to win another title, another division, which, like I said, I can't fault him for that. But damn, I mean, those fights that I just mentioned were more than winnable for him, and he decided to go against Sergey Lipinets. So I don't know what's the thinking behind this. Hopefully, we get some clarity after this fight. But I mean, it is a head scratcher because he turned down the Cotto fight, which I understand because he didn't want to give himself options or whatever. And he turned down the Linares fight, no options or nothing. So, the Robert Garcia or Mikey himself to see where they head at.
All right, let me get you guys' take on this one, man. Because I guess it's kind of a trend we're seeing. To me, it seems like boxing is kind of got this thing like where you can pad your stats. You know what I'm saying? With belts now. A couple examples. Like Adrian Broner. I don't want to say Vasil Lomachenko, but I kind of want to throw him in there because he's doing the jump shit too.
He's doing it with the WBO, so yeah, you can put him in that list as well because he isn't fighting anybody else. So
so let me get you guys' take on that whole thing as far as just being able to pad your stats with these titles and going against. Sergey Lipinets. We didn't get much from him in even this him picking up in this vacated title. We didn't gain much from him in this fight. So, what do you guys think about this trend with this new era of boxers as far as this going on? I'll get Bo's take first.
Casual fans, think about this for a second. And this is real talk. When casual fans make comments, they say, yo, he won 3 belts. Okay, who the fuck did he fight? They could be like, but he won 3 belts. Get it. Who the fuck did he fight? Like, you'll take a guy that won 3 belts fighting nobodies, right? And you're trying to compare him against a cat that might have had to fight and won 1 or 2 belts, but he had to fight like some one of the top dudes of his division. And motherfuckers to do that. A lot of times cats don't look at who you beat to win them belts. They just look at the fact, oh, you got 3, so you must be the man. Or you're a 4-belt champion, so you got some bargaining power. And that's what you see happening right now. Now, as far as Mikey fighting Lipnuts, I'm with Big Cool. It's a head scratcher, but I'm also I say, listen, you better be fighting the champion. I know what he's doing. He's trying to win that belt because he's not getting rid of his 135-pound belt. That way, if he does get a fight with Lomachenko or somebody else, Mikey wants to make sure when they sit down at their table, he's the A side because he got some bargaining power. He holds the belt at 135 and the belt at 140, right? And so, I see what he's doing, but like what you're saying, man, listen, mainstream media and casual fans, they put too much emphasis on having belts instead of who you beat to get that fucking belt. And, that's part of the problem.
Definitely agreed. That said, also pointed out that Garcia intends to keep his 135 belt, so let's not rule out that those other unifications against Robert Easton Jr. and Jorge Linares, which we were hoping to see, and those are rumored fights prior to this being announced. I guess we'll go ahead and go on. What do you guys see as far as him in the 140-pound landscape? Because I don't know, will he be able to actually hold on to both belts simultaneously in both divisions?
So what they do is, once you do that, the WBC they'll give him a time frame in which he needs to go back down to 135 and defend the WBC title. If he doesn't do it within that time frame, they'll strip him and have 2 other fighters fight for the vacant title. So it's not like the WBO or what the WBA just did to Rigo, where they just strip your ass automatically. They'll give him a set time frame in which he needs to adhere to.
And don't they also make you like Imperial champion, like how they did with like Imperial, some shit like that, you think?
I'm not sure. I think that's more so if you're out of the sport for a particular reason, like if you're on a layoff. I don't think they give you a champion in recess type of status if you move up in weight. I don't think they do that.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll hop on to our next topic, man. This one is pretty interesting to me. I know we all have our thoughts about this particular fighter as far as his place even in the sport right now. But it's looking like the WBA has approved upon Alexander Povetkin, defeating Christian Hammer over the past weekend. He's earned the WBA mandatory slot to face Anthony Joshua, man. Let me get you guys' thoughts as far as this even being in play. We thought we were about to see some, I guess some kind of fluidity come to the heavyweight division as far as getting the best, fighting the best, and getting some unifications going for sure.
Wait a minute, I thought he was in line to fight. I thought that fight was to line him up to fight mandatory for Joseph Parker.
Nah, this was a Povetkin fight. Nah, this was for Anthony Joshua, man.
It was supposed to be, but they Eddie Hearn put his fucking big nose in their business and got this shit mandated for the WBA.
Dumb move.
Yeah, so now we got another wrinkle in the heavyweight division that's going to probably prevent the fight that we really want to see in the division, which is Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. With that said, what are you guys' thoughts on Povetkin even being allowed in this position in the first place? He has some tainted history, as we all know, with the PEDs. And yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and start off with the Big Cool on this one too.
Man, money talk, man. Simple as that. And Povetkin's promoter got a lot of it. I mean, Eddie Hearn, he wants Joshua to face these certain guys before he gets to Wilder. When he got money and the Russian promoter got money, and as corrupt as these sanctioning organizations are, to persuade, these organizations with a little bit of money. So, I mean, Povetkin should have to earn this shit, but he'll be another victim because he will lose to Joshua winning if that fight takes place. But it just prolongs the fight that we want to see, and we just got to continue to deal with it and talk about these fights that don't matter.
All right, let me get your take on this, 2K, man. In the event negotiations do take place soon, or this is something that is mandated quickly, does Eddie Hearn have it? Does Matchroom have any clout here, even going against Rabchenko? There's a lot of money in the UK right now with the Anthony Joshua fights, but can Rabchenko actually top, what Joshua's been making in the UK most recent clashes?
110%, yes. Andre Rabchenko is probably the most powerful businessman behind the sport of boxing, man. That's why you see Alexander Povetkin getting all these fucking chances left and right. I mean, the only reason why Povetkin is the mandatory right now is because of Andre Rabchenko. It's not because of Eddie Hearn. It's Andre Rabchenko. And I know Big Cool, that's what he meant when he was talking about the Russian promoter and all this money. But Rabchenko's not his promoter. He's just a business associate. You know what I'm saying? He is his whole thing is he wants the best fighter in Russia and all the fights to fight to come to the best fighter in Russia. And that's what he does. That's why he backs Alexander Povetkin. So the fact that he's a billionaire, the fact that this guy can outbid Al Haymon and all of his business associates combined, you know what I'm saying? Of course he can pay Anthony Joshua, the $20 million that he got recently against Carlos Takam, I think it was. I mean, yeah, he could definitely top that, probably double it, probably triple it, and still it wouldn't put a dent in his fucking pockets. So guarantee this fight, if it happens, will be in Russia. You know what I'm saying? Just like, the reigning heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko had to go to Russia, even though he was reigning for fucking years, right? So Anthony Joshua has less clout than Vladimir Klitschko had in the heavyweight division. So you can definitely expect him to be going to Russia. And yeah, I mean, if it happens, I don't think money would be a big issue. Rabchenko can definitely come out of his pockets with no problem.
All right, so let's get to the matchup, man. The actual break. I don't want to say breakdown because there's been no announcement, no talks or anything like that. But just early thoughts as far as this matchup. How do you guys see them matching up stylistically? Bo, let me get your take. Bo.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. You said how do I see these guys matching up stylistically?
Yeah, stylistically, how do you, I mean, just who you think early on, without having to do a breakdown or nothing, who you think has an advantage in this fight? Povetkin's been a pretty formidable foe, been in there against Klitschko as well. So let me get your take on that as far as stylistically, how do you think he matches up against Joshua?
He doesn't match up against Joshua at all. Here's the thing. We saw him pound out a unanimous decision against Christian Hammer, right?
Yeah.
All right, so obviously this motherfucker didn't take his pads for that fight. That's why he took this motherfucker out. So if he ain't got his if he ain't got his spinach to help him knock out help him get at Anthony Joshua, he don't stand a chance. Joshua's a very good boxer. Joshua goes to the body very well. He has a good jab. And Povetkin's biggest problem has been tall fighters who can use their jab in their range. That's been his Achilles heel. So, I see Joshua knocking this motherfucker out, man.
Okay. You have it. With this announcement of him becoming a mandatory at WBA, do you guys think this actually puts off the actual Wilder fight?
Absolutely, and that's that. They were gonna put the Wilder fight off anyway. You know what, man? I'm gonna say something. Big Cool gonna get mad at the motherfucker too. Deontay Wilder, this dumbass nigga is over here pricing himself out. Under what circumstance does this nigga really believe he deserves a 50-50 split? Now, he said it one time, then he went back and said, fuck it, we can negotiate it. So I was telling cats, nah, he did say that, but he didn't say that it could be negotiated because he understands he ain't getting no 50-50 split. Then he went back to saying it. So that nigga priced himself the fuck out. They not going to get this nigga no fight at no motherfucking 50-50 split. Anthony Joshua is a much more popular fighter than Deontay Wilder is. And it doesn't matter whether or not he's more popular in the United States because a fucking fight wouldn't be in the United States. You see what I'm saying?
No, I ain't mad about it. I did a video saying the same exact things. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying
okay.
That's my guy, but he has his damn mind.
I'm gonna take it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that fight was not gonna happen anyway. We could we can write that fight down on a sheet of paper, ball it up, and do a motherfucking jump shot, shooting it into the trash can, nigga. That fight's not happening anytime soon. What fight that actually postpones is the unification with Joseph Parker. That's what it postpones. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll get him a food fight with Povetkin, and then he'll go after Joseph Parker if Bob Arum allows it.
I'm gonna take it a step further.
This is hold on, Bo, before you go in. This is Wilder's opportunity to get Joseph Parker in the ring, if ever.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever he got to do, you know what I'm saying? This is his chance to come to the table. Then maybe he can say a 50-50 split. You know what I'm saying? Down the line, but
yep.
So we'll see.
I'm gonna take it a step further. Deontay Wilder, outside of pricing himself out, Deontay Wilder and his people is bullshit. They bullshitting, man. You got a guy after he beat Vladimir, right? He was stagnant. I'm talking about AJ was stagnant. And I said then, listen, this is a chance to make a move. Go ahead, fight fucking Stavern, get him the fuck out of there. Then you could have fought Ortiz. They bullshitted around for that, right? Okay. Then Ortiz fucked it up. Right? Now, here it is again. This motherfucking Joshua could be facing a dude that people want to see you fight. All right? So Deontay, his team, they bullshit, man. Listen, come out your pockets, even if it's gonna cost you losing money. But y'all got to do something to make motherfuckers get on this man's train, and they not doing it. And Deontay, like 2K1 said, when that belt came available, he should have told the WBO, hey, look here, as a WBC champ, I'm willing to fight y'all number one dude in a unification matchup. They bullshit. They sitting over there on their hands, bullshit, and they fucking up opportunity.
Well, he look like he gonna be fighting Ortiz, but I don't know how much that's gonna help. You know what I'm saying? They give him credit, credibility to us.
Yeah, but he opponent, but see, how long you gonna take with that? Go ahead, fight him. Get him out of there. Then if they go after Povetkin, then y'all go after Parker. Hard,
exactly.
Cash.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, but this whole year they've been bullshitting. They've been sitting on their hands, bullshitting. While Anthony Joshua been able to make these kind of fucking moves.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet that Al Heyman has told him some shit like that, and Wilder ain't listening. I'm willing to bet that shit.
Well, that's a Bama hardhead nigga for you.
That's that Bama hard nigga.
All right, and it's looking like Deontay Wilder is back on the outside looking in again. You know, when things were looking like they were going to start being in a little bit more in his favor. He's definitely the odd man out again of all the champions here. So, I mean, we'll keep our eyes out on the situation as far as what happens with Joshua's next announcement. I've been seeing some rumors as far as stories being put out. Aaron Bob Arum said that the fight with a unification is actually pretty close. So we'll see what happens as far as an announcement with that. But we'll go into our next topic. Looking like Robert Easter Jr., who was actually in talks to fight Mikey Garcia, is now going to be facing Javier Fortuna on Errol Spence Jr. and Anthony. What's his name?
Peterson.
Is it? One of them damn Peterson boys.
Lamont Peterson.
Shit, I'm tripping.
The only one that matters.
Yeah, Lamont Peterson on the Spence Jr. Lamont Peterson undercard, man. This will be Fortuna actually moving up in weight from 130 to fight for a title shot against Robert Easter, the IBF champion. Your early thoughts on this fight going around the panel, starting with 2K.
By the way, BW, you said that's the only one that matters. On that date, that motherfucker ain't gonna matter neither. Lawn chair season, nigga. Anyway, I like that fight. You know what I'm saying? Robert Easter, you said, what is it? What? My bad. You said Robert Easter Jr. and Javier Fortuna, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Make sure I got it right. Yeah, I like that fight, man. I hope Javier Fortuna is ESPN's favorite fighter. I mean, that nigga was fighting on ESPN for like 15 straight years, dog. Nigga fought 5 days a week on ESPN, had a regular job. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, when the fuck is this nigga gonna move up, actually get on a premium network like HBO or Showtime and get some big fights? And he finally did, and he got beat up by fucking Jason Sosa after he was actually winning the entire fight, right? But since then, he's won his last 4 fights. One of them had been against a highly touted prospect in Omar Douglas, took his O from him. And since then, Omar Douglas went on to lose to Edna Cherry. Now he ain't shit. So, you know, he's pretty much put his name back out there. And he's got another opportunity against Robert Easter Jr. But here's the thing. Javier Fortuna is another guy, in my opinion, who lacks the ring IQ to be able to fuck with a guy like Robert Easter Jr. He's not a high-pressure fighter like what's my guy's name? Dennis Shafikov. He's not a high-pressure fighter like Dennis Shafikov. So don't expect him to constantly try to get inside of Robert Easter Jr. or try to make it a dogfight. But again, just like we always talk about with Robert Easter, if he doesn't use his height and reach advantage and tries to make it a phone booth type of fight, well, then that's when he gives Javier Fortuna his opportunity. And Fortuna has a nice-ass left hand. You know what I'm saying? So he can actually land that bitch and possibly hurt Robert Easter. Robert Easter's been down before. He can be down again in this fight. So if Robert Easter fights the way that he should fight, I see him shutting it out. You know what I'm saying? But as we all know, he's going to give up his height and reach, and that's going to make it a pretty interesting fight. But I still have Robert Easter Jr. winning. And, you know, of course, in the main event, Lamont Peterson will no longer be cared about because that nigga going to get folded up in 4 rounds just like he did against Lucas Batista. Word up.
Man, just bringing it around the panel. Do any of you guys think Javier Fortuna's quirkiness? I mean, he's a little bit unorthodox. Do you guys think any of that will present any challenges for Robert Easter Jr. in there as far as his game plan and him being effective in the ring?
Only if he gives up his height and reach. That's it.
If Easter want to make it a tough fight, yeah, do what 2K just said. If not, then it'll be an easy victory.
Okay, and like I said, this would be Fortuna making his debut at 135. He's giving up that height advantage against the taller Easter. The Tommy Hearns of 135, I like to call him.
I just want to say one thing about the main event there was people concerned if Lamont was gonna shave his beard because of cushion. That's okay. Earl Spence don't aim for the face no motherfucker way, so he can have that beard up there, y'all.
Nah, man, body shot. That's what motherfucking Lucas Matisse knocked him down with a body shot. He don't need it. He don't need to shave his beard. I'm sorry, man. Errol Spence hits harder than Lucas Matisse at 147 when going to the body. I firmly believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you got knocked out by a body shot at 140 by Matisse, what the fuck think gonna happen to you from Errol Spence at 147? Man, dog. Hey, look, I commend him though, cause you know that other light skinned ass motherfucking ponytail wearing ass nigga that be over there doing meditation and shit instead of trying to fight the best motherfuckers he's supposed to fight. He don't want to fight the nigga. So I gotta commend Lamont Peterson for actually taking this fight, knowing goddamn well this nigga gonna look like a motherfucking lawn chair, and then his little brother gonna have to pick him up and put his ass in the closet at the end of the fight. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, hey, I commend him, man. Lamont, nigga, I hope you're getting paid handsomely, my nigga.
Okay, that's okay. You got to understand, man. Listen, this man just coming off surgery. He got to test out the arm. He got to make a title defense, man. That's just not in the cards right now, man.
Yeah, he gone. You know
Taking
what,
violin
man?
lessons.
You know what? If Errol Spence wants Keith Thurman to fight him, let Lamont Peterson go 12 straight rounds with you, dog. Then Keith Thurman might say something after that. Well, you know, actually, I'm kind of thinking about taking that fight mid-2018, maybe. Get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, punk ass nigga. I'm scared, dog. I can't scare scary ass niggas.
But no, come defend your boy Lamont, man.
All right. And it is looking like there may be another fight added to that card, which would be Jamal Charlo fighting for the WBC interim middleweight title.
Guess who?
Against Hugo Centino Jr.
KO victory.
Easy work.
Interim title. That's, you know, get them in the picture, you know, bring them to the table. That's all we got to say, man. Hugo Centino Jr.
KO victory.
Easy work.
Ain't that the motherfucker from WWE back in the day, Bernard?
Bring them to the table. That's all we got to say.
Ain't that the motherfucker from WWE?
Hey, bro, you playing back, cuz.
Easy work. Ain't that the motherfucker from WWE back in the day, Bernard?
Yo, mute your shit, dog.
My bad.
Mute your shit.
That shit, I don't know what this shit. That shit wasn't going the whole time. Anyways, I guess we'll go ahead and go into our next topic, man. This one was interesting because, as y'all know, I was out of the country, so I was kind of late catching on to the whole Loma Rigo fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get to see it until I got back. None of the stuff in hindsight, you know, that came out. But this one, I was seeing pop up in some a couple of the groups throughout the week, and I thought it was pretty interesting that it was put out. This was a tweet put out there by Nathan's Hot Dog Eater, and I guess I should look for quote for quote. It's basically insinuating Nathan's Hot Dog Eater says that Vasil Lomachenko would give Floyd Mayweather at 130 hell and possibly even beat him. That's pretty much the sentiment of the tweet. And it got a lot of reaction in the group. So, I mean, I wanted to talk about it on this show, man, because I was like, wow, you know, he actually put that out there. But you know, it got a lot of feedback from people. So let me get you guys' take on this one, man. Comparison, I mean, it's different eras, of course. So I mean, we got to keep that in mind as well when doing this comparison. Vasil looks untouchable at 130. Floyd, what ultimately to me is probably the greatest 130-pound champion ever, in my opinion, and was a dog at that weight. So let me get you guys' take, man. Is there any kind of credence to what was put out there by Nathan's Hot Dog here? Starting off with Bo.
Man, oh man. Okay, first off, for those who know boxing, I just got one question. I think everybody on this panel like the following people. I think everybody like Gary Russell Jr. I think everybody kind of like Rocky Martinez. I think everybody like Nicholas Walters. But let me ask this question. Are them motherfuckers Diego Corrales, Angel Manfredi? I mean, you know,
nope.
Are them motherfuckers any of him? Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop right there. But I understand why Dan said it, because look at the attention it brought. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, man, you got to understand, these motherfuckers, reporters, writers, and pundits, it's shock value. They already know the people that's going to follow them. And what they do is they put shit out like that to get the motherfuckers that they know that don't like them, or, you know, the motherfuckers that hate Floyd to comment on it. And then the motherfuckers that like Floyd, they're going to be mad at him saying some dumb shit like that to comment on it. So they're not doing it for anything other than just to get a whole bunch of people to click likes or, you know, just shock value type shit. I mean, it's dumb shit, it's bullshit. But a motherfucker like Dan Raphael may actually believe some bullshit like that. That's why he said it. But it's dumb shit, it's bullshit. I mean, it's no different than cats talking about somehow he's greater than Ali. So at the end of the day, man, I don't pay no attention to that, because, you know, like we said, man, you know, and the problem is when you start saying shit like that, when you start comparing him to great fighters, and we start comparing these guys to great fighters, then when we start holding them to their standard, just don't get mad at us when we start being really hard on them, because look at how look what y'all doing. I'm gonna say it again. Diego Corrales, Angel Manfredi. I'm just gonna say them two names. Diego Corrales, Angel Manfredi, is Darryl Hernandez. Any of them motherfuckers on Lomachenko's resume? Emmanuel Augusta. Any of them niggas on his resume?
Chop Corley, anybody, you know, all them niggas.
Dab Judah. You know what I'm saying? Any of them niggas on his resume? No. Okay, that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say.
My thing about the whole matchup is Floyd was a complete fighter, offense and defense. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko, 2K said it. You know, his defense is his offense. That shit wouldn't work against Floyd. So right there, you know, the complete fighter, you know what I'm saying, with an exceptional skill set, trumps Lomachenko any day, in my opinion. And Floyd was one of the smartest fighters, one of the strongest mentally strong fighters ever. So I just don't see
and people forget something else big cool. At 130, Floyd could pop. This motherfucker with 25 victories with 22 knockouts. That motherfucker pop at 130.
I said that in the video, and motherfuckers, a couple of dudes commented and said, you know, I was hating or whatever. I'm like, man, go back and look at the film and you know, let your eyes tell you what I was saying. You know what I mean? It's just two different levels. And this not even, I don't really care for Floyd like that, but as a fighter, you got to get a man props, man. He was, you know, a special fighter.
Yeah, and Floyd actually comment on this saying, you know, talking about the size differential, like, you know, I never fought anybody smaller than me, you know, things like that. You know, I think he could have went in a little bit harder than he did.
He said that small. He said that small. I don't want to. He said he never fought nobody as small, like 2 weight classes below him. I don't want to give him, you know what I'm saying, get that mixed up.
Yeah. Of course, I guess that's referring to the Juan Manuel Marquez. So he did fight someone from a lower weight class, but
yeah, but he didn't fight him when he was at 130.
Yeah, but you know, he did respond to it and said, you know, you got to judge things the right way. You know, like I said, Floyd was a beast at 130. Floyd, with Lomachenko style, as far as the pit pat shots, I mean, he would walk through that shit. You know, he would respect him. No power to make Floyd respect him at 130, where he was a dog. So, I mean, you got to give credit where it's due with Loma. He's beating guys, you know, that he's beating them. You know, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But, you know, at the same time, there's still these question marks out there about him. And there was no question mark about Floyd at 130, especially for me once he beat a guy like Ticanito Hernandez. You know, that speaks volumes in itself if you actually know who Gennaro Hernandez is. So, I mean, I guess we'll go ahead and go to our next topic unless you're going to chime in on it.
Hold up, man. Y'all forgot the most important thing. I wasn't going to say nothing because I was waiting to see if somebody was going to say it. The whole reason why anything is said from here on out about Loma that is just some of the most ridiculous shit you're going to hear because of Rigo. That's all we need to remember. Thank you, Rigo. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Rigo fucked it up for all.
He used to be a bro, man. He used to be a bro.
Yeah. I mean,
He gave the casuals life.
Now we talking about. I seen shit where Lomachenko. This was on Google Plus. This is outside y'all's territory. I seen shit where Lomachenko is the greatest athlete of all time. I've seen that already.
Yeah.
Forgot about Roy Jones, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Roy Jones isn't white. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I know
Lomachenko is the greatest athlete of all time. This nigga has 11 fights with 1 loss. You see what I'm saying? Thanks, Rigo. Appreciate it.
Ask yourself this question. Would a Floyd, and this is something we did on the show. Would Floyd Mayweather have lost to Orlando Salido?
Man, hell no.
Right. And somebody tried saying that was Lomachenko's second fight. And I'm like, okay, but when Lomachenko had that second fight, he was like 28. So take Floyd at 28 years old and put him in there at 28 going through the amateur circuit. You still think he would have lost to Orlando Salido?
Fuck no.
And you know what? That wasn't even Lomachenko's second fight. A lot of people forget that Lomachenko fought in a boxing tournament outside of the amateurs before he turned professional and signed with Bob Arum. He had like 5 fights in that tournament.
Sure did.
Damn, I ain't know that.
Yeah. He did.
Well, what was that tournament they had?
Man, I got to go ahead and go to the next topic, and then I'm gonna pull it up right now. Give me like a minute and a half.
All right. So going in, it's like we got to return to the ring of the 6-toe god, Danny Garcia, taking on the highly touted challenger, Brandon Bam Bam Rios.
Hey man, go to that nigga Bernard for that man. I got to hear this. Go to that nigga Bernard. That's it,
man. I don't know what to make of Danny Garcia's career right now, man. He doesn't seem to be fighting for competition's sake right now. That's for sure. Unless it's handed to him. What do you guys think of this fight? I mean, Rios ain't no slouch, but he ain't necessarily somebody barking up 147's door for a title neither. So, Big Cool, starting off with you, bro.
It's another head scratcher, man. It's another head scratcher. I could totally understand this fight happening if Danny Garcia was coming off of an injury. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to shake off some rust, get back in the flow of things. But this motherfucker by the time this fight come around, it'd be a little bit under a month before his last, before he hit that year mark, before, since his unification bout with Keith Thurman. This nigga was not hurt. He didn't suffer a cut. His toe. This nigga he took his first L and didn't know how to bounce back. This is a fight you take, around this time, to lead up to a bigger fight. This is not the first fight you take, back after suffering, a clear loss, but a fight that, you didn't get hurt. It was no reason why you should take damn near a year off to come back to fight Brandon Bam Bam Rios. And this is no disrespect to Brandon Rios, but let's be real. The motherfucker is shot. He has no chance in hell to win this fight. Hell, I don't even know if he's going to make 147. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he going to talk a big game, and Danny going to sell him like, well, I can't overlook anybody. Dog, you could have fought Sean Porter. Hell, you could have fought Andre Berto in a bounce. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take a tune-up fight before the Sean Porter fight or whoever it may be, you know what I'm saying? You could have did that, but to wait almost a damn year to come back and face Brandon Rios, you might as well retire, dog. Because, like you said, Twan, this motherfucker don't want to fight nobody. He ain't gonna fight nobody that's worthy unless it's a title up for grabs or he forced to do so. So this nigga is another one of them. I did my thing at 140. I won me a title at 147, so I don't really gotta fucking fight nobody. I keep making my cool $1 million to fight scrubs.
That's what it seemed like he's doing. It seemed like he's fighting for checks right now, man.
Fuck that nigga, man.
Hey, let me go ahead and interject real quick. So the tournament he was in, Vasyl Lomachenko, was called World Series of Boxing.
Okay.
He had 6 fights prior to his first so-called professional bout. So in reality, he's actually 16-1. That should be his record. And the reason why people believe it should have been considered professional fights is because there was no headgear and it was scored on a 10-point must system, just like professional fights are. 3-minute rounds, everything like that. And they decided to just leave that shit off his record. So in reality, he's 16-1.
So A2K. So if you include that shit, so what number fight would that have been with Salido?
That would have been fight number 8.
And he still lost. So that right there disqualifies him from being any type of conversation with Mayweather at 130. So
yeah.
Anyway, back to what we said. What you saying, Torn?
Pretty much, Danny Garcia seems to be fighting for checks right now, man. I was gonna try and pass it on to the rest of the panel and see what they thought about this return to the ring for Danny Garcia and I guess Bam Rios, because he's been inactive. I guess he did have a return fight, but he hasn't been active in the last 4 months either, I guess.
Yeah.
Bernard, Bo, either you guys got want to chime in?
I'll say something about Swift Cherry Picker. I agree with Big Cool on this one. He could have fought somebody else. His pride is hurt. He could have fought another contender. I don't agree with too much of him fighting Sean Porter because he came off a loss. But I agree with the fact that he could have fought somebody better than Brandon Reeves. I would have gone with an Andre Berta. Both of y'all came off a loss. The winner gets a shot back at Sean Porter. And then from there, proceed on to see, if you could beat Porter, go on and get your rematch against Keith Thurman. My prediction with this fight is I don't like the fight. It's pretty much tailor-made for Danny Garcia because all he got to do is pretty much counterpunch Brandon Rios. Brandon Rios has no head movement. He's constantly going to be able to get hit. He's going to try to walk through those punches. And then my prediction is I can see Garcia winning, but I also see Brandon Rios because if you notice when he lost to Timothy Bradley, he quit. He quit the sport of boxing. He want to box again. If he lose this fight, I can see him quitting as well.
I just don't get it, man. I just don't understand. I understand, fighters got to take breaks, but this nigga ain't fought nobody other than Keith Thurman really at 147 to be needing to take a tune-up fight. Back in the day where the fucking fighters made their legacy, they fought tough competition after tough competition after tough competition. This nigga fight a fucking elite opponent every 23 months, you know what I'm saying, and expect us to be like, well, he's a fighter, you know what I'm saying? It's a dangerous sport.
You know what? I can answer you. I mean, I know you didn't really ask the question. You said you just don't get it. I can provide some insight. Danny Garcia came out with a video recently out of nowhere, and he was addressing people that were calling him a cherry picker. And the content of this video consisted of him showing everybody his house, showing his living room, him sitting on the couch, and showing a big wad of money. He just counting the money in front of the camera. So basically what he's saying is, I don't give a fuck about what fans think about me, and I don't give a fuck about legacy, none of that. I got money, nigga. I'll fight whoever the fuck I want anytime I feel like fighting. That's basically what he said.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, see. We need to get them niggas out of the sport of boxing, man.
Y'all forgetting a very key element though.
His daddy.
Who is really surprised when that famous conversation was, why should we fight?
Yep.
We could fight a soccer for the same money. I go back to that every time.
Yep.
I mean, when you got a title, you could do shit like that, but he's just wading in the water. I mean, go after
another nigga, like 2K said about Rigo. He another nigga right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but at least Rigo lost to some goddamn body.
I mean, well,
He
Garcia
quit.
did
He
lose
quit.
to Thurman.
Okay, but he quit though. But I mean, who the fuck is going around talking about some? Oh man, we could take a bunch of easy fights for a big $1 million. Ain't nobody in boxing saying some shit like that, but over on Danny Garcia's side.
Nigga with Al Heyman.
Yep.
All right, so I guess we'll go into our next topic, man.
That's why 2K have brothers down there in Detroit ain't only fighting once a year.
Hey, question about this. Once Thurman won his bout, you think Danny Garcia would want that rematch? It's since he didn't get it because Keith Thurman decided he wanted to get surgery on his elbow. That kind of pushed things off.
Maybe.
Okay, because I just kind of felt that he felt like, okay, it was a split decision, which I felt it should have been unanimous. Garcia probably felt, yo, I won, which he clearly didn't win. But he felt like he should have got his rematch. So I guess, I don't know how this Brandon Rios bout plays off. I feel like he should, again, I agree with Big Cool. Maybe somebody a little more, much better than Rios, like a Berto or something, to get you to see where you at, another contender, or somebody that's coming up that could.
Shit, he could have fought fucking Lamont Peterson again before Peterson decided to fight Spence.
Nah, he ain't gonna fight nobody where it was almost a loss. You gotta remember, all he cares about is the fact that he got money. So he ain't gonna take no risk. That's why he didn't give Amir Khan his rematch. Because Amir Khan was beating that ass for 4 rounds until he landed that Magic Johnson no-look left hook.
I hope Rios beat his ass, man. This ain't gonna happen, but I hope so.
Speaking of Amir Khan, a guy that is an enemy of his and been rumored to talks about him for rumored and talks to fight him for years, is making his debut at 154, coming back to the ring in March. He's
my God.
Sergey Rabchenko.
You talking about Kell Brook? Hey, nah, 2K. Yeah. He ain't talking about Khan talking about coming to 154.
I'm talking about Kell Brook.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What you said it was like
154 debut against Sergey Rabchenko. You know what? I actually like this fight for a debut for him at 154, man. I'm not mad at this one at all. Let me get you guys' take on this and what kind of noise you think he could actually make at 154. I'm gonna start with Bernard.
He's not gonna make no noise at all. Who the fuck is this guy again?
Rabchenko, he's the guy that got knocked out by Tony Harrison.
And Anthony Mundine.
How many wins he has on his record?
Sure, let me see. 29-2.
Check 29-2.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like on the Three Kings article that his biggest win was against somebody in the UK or some British title or some bullshit?
The UK Fist Circuit.
Yeah, he was actually the silver belt champion before.
Man, that nigga biggest win was Ryan Rhodes.
The nigga that got knocked out by Canelo.
Exactly.
That nigga been retired.
I don't even have to say nothing. I mean, I rest my case, man, on that one, man. Like, who the fuck is these guys? I mean, let's be honest. Okay, I mean, he got his ass whooped by Earl Spence, and I'm not comparing power. If he goes, damn, who at 154 could give Kell Brook some gold? Lara.
Everybody.
Charlo. Damn. Hurd is kind of questionable. Because he's a human punching bag. But he could tough it out and probably knock out he probably could fuck up Brook's eye. So he doesn't have a chance right now.
Kell Brook's eye right about now.
Bro, the only thing that's gonna be making noise at 154 is that damn orbital bone of fucking Kell Brook, because it's gonna get broke again. You know what I'm saying?
The right or the left?
Both of them, man. It might happen in the same fight.
Shit. Yeah. I don't know. He is not gonna do anything. I mean, he might get the He might get that WBO belt at 154. If that. That's about it. I can see him going for Saddam Ali.
Streams Canadian for him at 154, man. That doesn't see him getting his ass kicked by somebody. So no.
I mean, I think he has a better chance. I think y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, but
yeah, you're crazy.
If you look at the landscape at 154, I mean, he might have somewhat of a better chance because guys like Arislandi Lara and Jermel Charlo, they're actually going to be looking at moving pretty soon. I don't see Lara fighting at 154 after 2018. And I don't see Jermel Charlo fighting there at 154 after that time either. So, I mean, those two will probably be out of the division pretty soon. And then you're left with fucking Jarrett Hurd and garbage-ass Saddam Ali. So, I mean, really, 154 is a lot less competitive than 147. A lot of the cats at 147, they stand there. Then Terrence Crawford just came into the fucking division. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Mikey Garcia will most likely go into that division probably after 2018. You know what I'm saying? So I think he has a better shot moving up to 154 than staying at 147. Now, this matchup is actually better than the matchup it was supposed to be. He was supposed to fight fucking Sam Egghead Eggington. And that's the same nigga that knocked out Paulie Malignaggi and put him in retirement. But then he fucking fucked around and got knocked out by somebody. I can't remember who it was. Somebody knocked him out. And that was his last fight, actually. So he was going to fight a guy that was coming off a loss at 147 and take him to 154 and fight him there. So this matchup is actually better than that one. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, though, when you look at the landscape of 154, and I think that's what him and Eddie Hearn and his trainer, Dominic Engel, I think this is what they were talking about when they made this decision. Yeah, these motherfuckers not going to be up there for too much longer. If you could stick around, 154 is going to be a wide open division. Let's make that move. So, hey, it's a smart business move, in my opinion.
All right. So, you know, in case his eyes do hold up, I mean, we'll definitely keep an eye on Brook, man. You know, he does have a big power player in Eddie Hearn in his corner. So, I mean, he may be able to pull some strings, but like TK said, it's going to take some of those X factors coming in, such as other champions vacating or retiring, moving up, doing X, Y, Z. We'll go ahead and go into our next topic, man. Miguel Berchelt, who's actually out right now with the injury, was slated to fight Orlando Salido prior to Salido actually facing Mickey Roman and losing. He's now in talks to fight Mickey Roman in his return bout next year. I actually like this fight personally. Orlando Salido actually retired after the bout and then changed his mind a couple days later.
Oh, shit.
That was pretty interesting. But as well, I mean, I was actually looking forward to. I mean, I felt Miguel Berchelt and still Lomachenko at 130 was actually a good fight, man.
Hell nah.
Nah, he liked it just because of his size, personally. But it's looking like Mickey Roman's in play. They've been in talks before, but another injury prior to this. Berchelt was injured prior to that before as well. He was also in talks before the Salido fight, so he's going back and forth between these two guys as far as negotiations a couple times. Let me get you guys just take on this bout, man. Starting off with Bo, I guess.
What fight is this? Berchelt and who?
And Mickey Roman.
Man, I like this fight because this fight got the potential to be fight of the year. It's all going to. But the only thing with it is, okay, Mickey Roman did beat Orlando Salido, but remember he got laid out with some vicious body shots by Barter. So Berchelt is, in my opinion, he's probably a harder puncher, and he starts going to that body and starts cracking their head. Who knows? But it has the makings of being a fight of year candidate because Berchelt is all out blood. Because Miguel Roman, you know, he knows what's at stake. So I mean, I like the fight. It's not going to be your conventional. Like Berchelt has shown some good boxing skills, but at the end of the day, you know, he likes to mix it up. So I mean, it's going to be a casual fan friendly fight. But I like it though, man. I like this fight. I think Berchelt gonna win though. I think he got too much firepower.
All right, passing it along, Big Cool.
Berchelt should win. I'm not too familiar with him, but I mean, watching Roman fight, he's hittable. Of course, he can punch, but we have to see if did he have a lot taken out of him from the fight with Salido? Because, like I said, in moments in that fight, he looked like he could have been on the verge of getting stopped. So, we'll see.
As Bo said, he was actually right about that. There is a potential with this one to be a fight of the year with these guys' styles. They both can mix it up when they want to. So, I mean, there's been a lot of barn burners at 130 on HBO. Wouldn't expect anything less from this one. You got anybody else want to chime in on this belt?
I mean, should be easy work. And the reason why I say that is because the way that Miguel Berchelt beat Francisco Vargas and Takashi Miura, who are two fighters who apply effective aggression in a more intuitive way than Miguel Roman does. Miguel Roman is just another Orlando Toledo, not very smart, but, very tough. You know what I'm saying? Francisco Vargas is very tough, and he's smarter than Roman. Takashi Miura is another guy, very tough, and he kind of sticks to the outside a little bit sometimes, and then he'll stick to the outside sometimes, and then he'll mix up, applying a lot of pressure. So he fights two different ways kind of in the same fight, but he's smarter than Miguel Roman. And Berchelt had no problem with neither one of those guys' pressure. So it really depends on the type of fight that Berchelt brings into the ring. If he's 100%, the injury didn't fuck anything up with him, then he should go in there and thoroughly beat the shit out of Miguel Roman. There's some problems outside of the ring. The injury did fuck with him. He wasn't really training for this fight. Then, he's going to have a fight on his hands. Miguel Berchelt is very good at pivoting. He's very good at countering his opponent. He's very good with his lateral movement. So that's going to give Miguel Roman a lot of problems. He's going to be running the shots. And regardless of what we just saw against Orlando Toledo, it doesn't matter when you're fighting a guy like that, given your style. If it's a come forward, high pressure type of style with no defense, no head movement, right? So Berchelt should beat the shit out of him, man. It'll be his fight to lose.
All right. Moving on to our next topic, man. Looking like we had co-features for the Superfly 2 card. The first one was actually very successful on HBO. We had the co-feature announced over the past week. It's looking like Carlos Cuadras will be facing McWilliams Arroyo. And there's still a third co-feature that's going to be announced. I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening with that one because they can't seem to get nobody solid in. Kalya Phi has been mentioned. Of course, Dalia Monster Nui, who was in the first one, has been mentioned. So I'm not quite sure what to expect as far as what we'll get. It doesn't seem like he's going to have the same flair as the first one from what I'm hearing, from what I've been seeing so far. But, I mean, there's still good fights on this card, of course, with the main event, Sergey side taking on Juan Francisco Estrada. And now this fight being announced between Carlos Cuadras and Williams Arroyo. I'm going to give it to our expert 2K on this one with the lower divisions. Let me get your take on this announcement.
Oh, it's a good announcement, man. I just like the smaller weight divisions. So it doesn't really matter, man. You can have Joe Blow versus Joe Glow. It's going to be a motherfucking barn burner. Going to be a nice, exciting fight because that's usually how the lower weight classes get down, right? So in this particular situation, Carlos Cuadras should beat McWilliams Arroyo. That's not even the better of the two McRoyo brothers. You know what I'm saying? If it was McJoe, it'd be a better fight. And I understand people are going to go back to McWilliams Arroyo versus Roman Gonzalez and how good he looked against him. Those are two different styles. Roman Gonzalez is going to be there. He's coming forward, and he does apply angles while he's, moving towards his opponent. But McWilliams was able to kind of sidestep and counter Roman as he was coming in a lot of the time. He's not going to be able to do that with Carlos Cuadras. Now, it depends, because the Cuadras that I've been seeing lately He's kind of been sitting in the pocket. He was doing that some of the fight against Juan Francisco Estrada. And the fight before that, I can't remember who the guy was before that. Cordona, David Carmona, was it David Carmona?
Carmona, yeah.
Against Carmona. He was kind of sitting in the pocket as well. And that's what led to him not looking good in that fight. And actually what led to a lot of us picking Juan Francisco Estrada in their matchup before it actually happened, right? So if he's that Carlos Cuadras again, just like we said the fight previously with Robert Easter Jr., if he's giving up his height, range, and his ability to box from the outside, then he's going to give McWilliams some more opportunities to capitalize on him. If he's a Carlos Cuadras that likes to fight on his back foot, uses a lot of the ring, throws a lot of combinations, and then gets back out of range, then McWilliams is going to have a lot of trouble. And it's not like McWilliams is this slow plotting, come forward type of fight or anything like that. He is a boxer. I would classify him more as a boxer puncher, but he doesn't move very gracefully in the ring. So if you got a mover against a guy who's a boxer puncher, doesn't have very high output, kind of weights and shit a little bit, but doesn't move very well, well, then that mover is going to be boxing circles around that guy. And that's what I expect to see in this fight. And hopefully Carlos Cuadras can come back to form, because I think that he can beat a guy like Juan Francisco Estrada, given the type of game plan he executes. And I think he can give a lot of the other guys at 115 trouble. So this fight is interesting to me because I'm curious to see what Carlos Cuadras is going to come back to the ring.
I definitely agree with you, TK. As long as Cuadras utilizes a lateral movement, I think it should be an easy fight. Those have been the styles that have given McWilliams troubles in the past, previous losses, such as I'm Not Wrong, a guy that utilizes the ring. Takashi Okada, another one, that was utilizing the ring just in one of those earlier bouts that lost. So I definitely agree with you here. Let me get a quick question in there on this one. If you can get into the big guy from that way.
You echo in again.
Yeah, you're going in and out. You're going in and out again.
Okay. Is it still doing it?
Go ahead.
If you can pick any of the big names from that division or from the weight class to be the third coach, who would you want in it?
My man, dog. I want to see my man Rungvisai, dog. Put my man in there. You know what? Naoye was talking a lot of shit recently about Cal Yafai not wanting to take that fight against him. So put Cal Yafai in there with my man Rungvisai, see what happens.
All right, so let's go into our, Bernard, you got anything for the fuckery of the week?
Yes, I do. I got several things. First off, the fuckery award, boxer first award gonna go to Rico for quitting last week. Thank God I missed that fight because I went to work and came home and fell asleep. Shout out Three Kings boxing article that made me go decide to watch the fight. And when I said fuck it, I stood to it, and I saw the ending. I said, that's some bullshit. Thank God I didn't waste all that time watching that fight. Now, I want to give the award to, of course, Nathan Hot Dog Eater for that fucking tweet he put out. That's number 2. Number 3, third award is going to 2K. Don't you ever fucking disrespect Lamar Peterson. He did not get knocked out with a body shot. He got knocked out with a fucking left hook. It wasn't even
just dumbass that. Nigga. I said he got put down with a body shot. One of his knockdowns. One of his knockdowns was
he got hit on the fucking arm.
Nigga, it's the same thing. He got hit below the waist.
He didn't get hit on below the waist.
I mean, below the shoulders. My bad. Not below the waist, below the shoulders.
Oh, now you want to fuck out of here. No, you get the award, man. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
He got hit
shoulder, and he was kicked on
the punch was going to the nigga's body. He got hit in the arm and crumpled to the ground like a little bitch. Who gets knocked down by an arm shot?
Crumpled to the ground. You can look at the fucking fight, and you can tell his feet he tripped over his own fucking feet trying to avoid that punch. Fuck out of here. Shit, give that motherfucking award too with that bullshit.
Told your
Now,
ass.
shit.
That nigga got knocked down
Peterson
with a body shot that he caught on the arm and then got back up and got knocked out. Shut the fuck up, dog.
Yo, fuck out of here, nigga, man. That's not even how it is. No,
that nigga's gonna get folded up. Matter of fact, you go over there to that nigga's house and put him back in storage, nigga, after he gets.
Now, let the real king speak. We done with listening to that motherfucker right here. Now.
You muted this motherfucker.
You not muted the motherfucker. Shit.
So you see this cat go over here eating on camera?
He's eating popcorn because he's enjoying the bullshit. No, but for real though, fuck that. I'm not giving. Hey, I give credit to Lamar Peterson taking on the Spence fight. I don't know why everybody kept saying that motherfucker was ducking early on when doing that. What was that?
The IBF.
His Spence run for the IBF. But look, at least he's taking a fight. Unlike all these other fighters, he decided to fight Spence. My thing is this. I'm not counting Lamar Peterson out. He comes to fight, and I'm going to say this. I don't think he's going to get knocked out. I think he's going to go the full 12 rounds. That's my prediction.
Anyway, like I said, he got hit to the body, caught it on his arm, which is the same as a body
over.
Shot. You catch it on your arm.
You said you keep repeating yourself. We heard you already, bro.
Damn, he bucking at you, goddamn.
We already heard you, big bro. You gonna keep a broken record?
But an egg eating, barely having head,
hold on.
ass motherfucker.
But you said that piece already. You said it already. I'm past that. I'm saying 12 rounds, nigga. Spence is going to full 12. Spence is going to full 12 rounds.
Like I said, and this is the last time I'm gonna say it. He got hit to the body, caught it on the arm. He went down. That's a body shot. Okay. That's the last time I said it.
Tell that nigga 2K, man, what it really is.
Next time I'll say
that nigga ain't hearing you right, man.
Next time I have to say
I know he did. I know he did. No, that's what happens when you give cats with opportunities to talk on platforms. They act stupid.
Oh, he said he coming to your city, bro.
The next time I got to say it, I'm coming to your city.
So after that, he got up and got knocked out. Bernard, when you catch a shot below the fucking shoulders, that's a body shot, bro. Whether it lands there or not, the shot was intended to the body. And the nigga got knocked down. Now, how many times he got knocked down? 3 times?
You done?
Against Lucas Matisse?
But you're done. But you're done. But you said you compare Lucas Matisse to Spence? That's what you're doing?
Evidently, I'm not done, motherfucker. Am I still talking?
No.
Hey, tell
Are
that
you
nigga 2K
comparing
you done when you say you done.
Spence to Matisse?
Am I still talking, nigga?
Are you comparing Spence to Matisse?
Nigga, shut the fuck up and let me finish.
No, answer my fucking question.
You know, where's your boxing level, nigga? I don't have to answer your fucking question.
Bitch, fuck you, nigga. You a bitch, nigga. Eat a dick.
Anyway, so you got Matisse knocking him down 3 times. Errol Spence should knock this nigga the fuck out in the same amount of time that Lucas Matisse knocked him out. That's 4 rounds. All right, you can talk now, Bernard. Unmute yourself.
Shit.
Nigga didn't even know he was on mute.
Now,
nigga.
I muted that nigga. Fuck out of here.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You muted me on what? Like I said, this dumbass nigga didn't even know he was on mute. Then he don't know how to mute nobody else.
Oh, shit.
What was that again?
What? What was what?
You
can't get it right, can you?
Hey, no. I muted you now.
No, you didn't.
I'm here.
This has been brought to you. This is brought to you by the movement.
I'm here. Stop it, big cool. Stop it, big cool.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at it, so come on.
He said, "Come on, you egg eating."
Hey, man, get to the end of your fucking
man. All right, man. Let me go ahead and take it on to the final blow, man. I kind of want to piggyback off of something Bo has started off during our hot dog eater segment earlier about his critical tweet he put out there. I just want to say, man, it's not really fair as far as media to put that out there. Some of it's kind of irresponsible to put some of those things out there, man. Mainly due to a fighter like Lomachenko, who's I mean, but he's barely now just getting past his 10th fight, I guess. What is he, 9-1, 10-1, or something like that? So like when you put these things out there, it puts these lofty expectations out there. And I mean, Vasil is looking to make history and go after these things, so I guess he has no problems with them. But I mean, you put out this unrealistic expectation to the fans, and I think that's the bad thing. And Bo put it out, alluded to it, that it seems to reach the minds of the casuals a lot more and push their agenda. So that's why we got to be more careful about those kind of things, man. Loma's definitely great for this era, but when you're putting out there a guy that's like you said, that's well proven, already proven and retired, and the guy that's still trying to reach that acclaim, nowhere close to reaching that acclaim in competition level yet, even. It's kind of irresponsible, man, and being mainstream. One of the people that gets a lot of visuals and a lot of vision, a lot of sight feedback from people just because of your platform, man. You got to be more responsible with it, but that's why we got like here at the movement, Three Kings Boxing, set the record straight on that kind of shit, man. With that said, man, we gonna let everybody do their rounds, give out their social media handles, and we're gonna get up out of here, man. Starting off with Bo, man. Where could
Find me at Truth and Facts About Boxing. So, find me on Twitter, capital T for Truth _ Capital Fact Box 1. Also at Instagram, Truth_FactBox1. Man, just, working with the Three Kings, all this part of the movement, like my man always says, and do our thing. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep it real. Be honest. Be real. Be about boxing.
All right. Pass it on to your partner in crime, Bernard. Where can they find you, Detective B?
Man, you can find me on The Movement BP on Instagram, The Movement Boxing on Twitter, The Movement Facebook group, as well as Eastwick, Colossal Boxing, Danger Zone Boxing Talk. Hell, there's so many boxing groups I'm in. You can find me there. You can also find me on Truth and Facts About Boxing on YouTube as well. And here.
All right, passing it along. The Big Cool, where can I reach you?
Colossal Boxing Talk CBT on YouTube, Colossal CBT on Twitter, Colossal Boxing Talk Facebook page, The Movement, Eastwick, Three Kings Boxing, one movement, one brand, one name, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you can find me on all these platforms and on the podcast, The Movement Podcast, every Sunday.
All right, and pass it on. Okay, the Prodigy, man, where can they find you?
Prodigy of Boxing Talk, of course, the leader of the entire movement umbrella. We're going to be making some adjustments, getting some casuals up out of there. Of course, visit the website, man, 3kingsboxing.com. And like I said, we're breaking news before a lot of these major boxing media outlets are actually putting it on their site. For example, we just broke that Povetkin is the new mandatory for the WBA. We broke that shit 3 days prior to Boxing Scene and other boxing media outlets were saying it was breaking news 2 days ago. So it's real. We're actually doing it. So when y'all get a chance, go ahead and check that out. And also check out others who are going to be a part of the movement umbrella. We're going to be taking over pretty soon, man. We 2 months in. 2018 is going to be a big fucking year. So stay tuned.
All right. And I am Twan Divine Liberty. Catch me here on the Boxing Podcast, man, weekly. With the holidays coming up, Christmas next week. Not sure what we're going to be doing that Sunday. The fellas might have some things going with the family or whatnot. So we're gonna chop it up and see if we're gonna be able to convene at any time next week, man. But with that said, shout out to everybody. Thanks for the support. Big up to those other podcasts as well, Pound for Pound, and Big Mike Wilson on that podcast as well. Shout out to 3 King Watson. Definitely doing it. Need the news outlet, man. Like I said, they've been breaking stuff wide before a lot of the other outlets, the mainstream outlets, especially including the Mikey Garcia story that we talked about earlier. With that said, man, we'll catch you next week.